From being in a gang to beginning a youth mentoring program, one man's inspirational story.
Fayetteville is in the nation's top places to live. Again, see what makes our city so great.
The career for a top member of the Trump administration comes to an end. Find out why his secrets cost him his job. UATV starts right now. Welcome to UATV News at 7. I'm Samantha Marks.
And I'm Jacqueline House. Thanks for joining us. There's a lot going on right now in our state's capital. For a closer look into one of the more controversial bills, we'll send it over to our World News anchor, Cassidy.
This morning, the Senate Judiciary Committee backed the proposal that requires universities to allow faculty and students who have a state license to carry concealed handguns on campus. The bill will now go to the full Senate. As of now, universities decide whether to allow concealed handguns on campus. That isn't the only news coming out of our capital today.
That's right, Cassidy. State lawmakers are working to change many things statewide.
In fact, there's another proposal in the works right now that will affect many Arkansans. Republican lawmakers in Little Rock are working on a bathroom bill that will require people to abide by the gender listed on their birth certificate. Governor Asa Hutchinson remains firm in his stance that Arkansas does not need a bathroom bill. The bill is currently on its way to the Senate Judiciary Committee.
The National Center for Lesbian Rights is arguing that an Arkansas Supreme Court ruling from December undermines the U.S. Supreme Court ruling that legalized gay marriage. The attorneys of two same-sex couples are fighting a state ruling that prevents couples of the same gender to be listed as parents on a child's birth certificate. Arkansas Attorney General Leslie Rutledge's office is reviewing the case.
And a bill to collect taxes for online purchases did not pass an Arkansas committee Tuesday. Senate Bill 140 needed 11 votes to pass and only received 6. Failure of the bill does not mean it will not happen, though. Republicans in the House could pull the bill out of committee and force a vote on the House floor.
According to the Arkansas Traveler, a student was hit while crossing Center Street earlier today. At about 9:20 this morning, a car failed to yield and struck the student. The student was brought to the hospital but is expected to be okay. The driver was cited with failure to yield to a pedestrian in a crosswalk. Fayetteville has seen a sharp increase in fires over the last week due to dry weather. Thankfully, yesterday we got some rain. So what does that mean for our community? We send it over to our own Andrew Epperson, who's live with more. Andrew?
Well, thanks, Jacqueline. I've got to say it's probably a positive thing for the community. I'm outside of Station 1 here in Fayetteville, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. So we can now effectively say that we are not in a drought. Folks who were affected by this ban in Washington County are now free to once again set off controlled bans, which is a very important thing here in this community for people who are burning leaves and some other things. County Judge Joseph Wood issued the ban through an executive order, which stated that there were persistent drought conditions and humidity throughout the county. And the Fayetteville Fire Department saw a sharp increase in brush fires and house fires during this ban. Assistant Fire Chief Harley Hunt says the resolution of the ban is good for the NAA community, specifically those whose possessions could be affected.
The benefit is, I think it takes the citizens that are at a higher risk of a fire spreading to their property. It eliminates that risk, or at least lessens it a lot.
With the rain coming down like it has these past few days, particularly yesterday, we can all agree that firemen and farmers are very happy to see a rainy day every once in a while. That's all I got here for you outside of Station 1 here in Fayetteville. Live, I'm Andrew Epperson. Back to the desk, Jacqueline.
Thanks, Andrew. If you don't follow an active burn ban, you can be hit with fines or jail time. The sun has returned today. How long will it last?
Well, UATV's Nicole Trubisky will give us a quick look at the 5-day forecast.
We saw some rain yesterday, but today the sun has moved on in and it's been very nice outside. So tomorrow the sun is still going to be out with a high of 68 degrees. Friday, some clouds are going to come our way and it's going to be 69 degrees, so still nice outside. And Saturday, it's still going to be cloudy, but we're still going to have a nice temperature of 69 degrees. Sunday fun day. This is going to be the nicest day of the week, so it's going to be 77 degrees. Some clouds are going to be out, but it's a perfect day to go to Devil's Den, grab some friends, have some fun. Now Monday, still going to be pretty nice outside, 75 degrees, but still cloudy. That's it for the weather.
Fayetteville has been named one of the top 5 best places to live in the U.S. according to the U.S. and World Annual Report Best Places to Live list. UATV's Hunter McCarran has the details.
This is the second year in a row for Fayetteville to be included on this list. Last year it was ranked 3rd, and this year it's ranked 5th. Quality of life, job market health, and location desirability. This is some of the criteria that was analyzed by U.S. News to find the best places to live in the nation. For the last 2 years, Fayetteville, Arkansas has ranked among the best of the best.
I feel like I do feel like Fayetteville is a hidden gem, and Northwest Arkansas in general is a hidden gem, but I think people are surprised when they come here. I think a lot of startups start here because our economy is strong, because we just have so much opportunity here.
Fayetteville might have gotten some help from other areas in Northwest Arkansas to receive its ranking.
And I think, honestly, that article, if you read it, it kind of covered the metropolis of it covered the what they use to measure and all that. I feel like that covered the metro area, so it wasn't Fayetteville specifically. It was just Fayetteville that gets the name credit, but I think it was also looking at Bentonville and Rogers and Springdale and all that. So I think it was a part of a bigger picture.
Although there are chain restaurants and businesses, Fayetteville also has many local, one-of-a-kind stores and venues. There are also special community events that add to the city's uniqueness.
I love living in Fayetteville. I love that you can get a little bit of the city and you can get a lot of outdoors. There's so many things to do and so many great places to go. And there's all these different unique restaurants and everything, and it's just very unique.
Hazel Hernandez said that for Fayetteville to possibly be ranked high in the future, it should continue to be one-of-a-kind and community-focused. For UATV, I'm Hunter McCatherine.
The other cities in the top 5 include Austin, Texas, Denver, Colorado, San Jose, California, and Washington, D.C. One man and his church are making a difference in Rogers by providing an outlet for teens where they can learn skills to positively empower their lives. UATV's Wendy Echeverria explains more about this youth program.
The need is pretty staggering. In Arkansas, 1 in 4 children are food insecure, and
our goal is to just get as much as community members or church members involved.
Manuel Estopani and Centro Cristiano created the program Youth Matters in Rogers. He says it was inspired by his own challenges in the past.
Passion, just to reach out and pretty much just not try to help those youth that are going the wrong way, so they don't have to experience pretty much all the hard consequences I had to face based on my decisions.
Stopani picks the teens up after school, feeds them, and brings in a guest speaker.
God made you with a great purpose, and you're special, you're unique, and expect good things every day.
And then lets them vote on what activities they want to do.
So I need to see a show of hands for Crystal Bridges. Shows them that there's more out there, because a lot of times we can't see past ourselves.
Stopani says he wants to show teens they can break barriers, influence others, and make good decisions.
There's certainly a tremendous need for a program like this in our community.
Rogers Police Department works closely with the program Youth Matters. Chief Hayes says it's a great way to mentor teens who show early warning signals of tendencies of wanting to join a gang.
Time that we can get an independent, very interested third party to take on such a significant role in a young person's life is huge.
Stopani's church funds Youth Matters. He says he hopes to see the program grow.
Check out UATV online to find out more about how to get involved with this program. Coming up, tragedy at sea, the latest on the search for a missing man in the Caribbean.
And medicine that could help your furry friends may harm your children. How to keep your kids safe next. Stay with us.
Border Patrol has found a device being used to smuggle drugs. Agents believe a catapult was being used to hurl bundles of marijuana into America from Mexico. Mexican authorities seized the catapult system, and Border Patrol agents took possession of the marijuana that weighed more than 47 pounds combined. An American Eagle passenger jet was taking off from Charlotte, North Carolina when it hit a deer. The pilots declared an emergency and returned to the airport where they landed safely. Fuel was leaking from the aircraft, so emergency crews doused the plane with foam. No people were injured. A search mission is ongoing after a passenger on a Carnival cruise ship goes overboard.
Cruise lines are very sensitive to man overboard situations, so that if someone does fall overboard, the ship will sound the alarm, the ship will spin back around, throw life vests into the ocean.
24-year-old Kevin Wellen's wife reported him missing yesterday. When cruise ship staff checked surveillance video, they say they saw Wellens going overboard around 2:45 a.m. Both Bahamian and U.S. authorities have been notified, and the U.S. Coast Guard is conducting search and rescue activities. Senator Chuck Schumer called an emergency meeting to discuss General Flynn's resignation today.
Resignation, the outright lies coming from his administration, from this administration, and the reports of constant contact between the top officials in the Trump campaign and Russian intelligence are chilling. I have been in Congress for a long time. I've never seen anything like this. These reports and revelations should not pit the two parties against one another. They should unite the parties in pursuit of the full truth. We are Americans before we are Democrats or Republicans.
Health officials have a warning for parents. Pets' medications need to be secured just like pills intended for humans. Between 1999 and 2013, the Central Ohio Poison Center received over 1,400 calls about children exposed to veterinary medications. 87% of the calls concerned children under the age of 5.
One student turns photography into reality. Her story next.
And the Fastest 40 is underway. An update on your Razorback basketball score when we return.
I'm Nicole Trubisky, and these are our country's current temperatures for this week. So if we go towards the west coast, we can see that it's considerably cooler, and as we work our way down to the east coast, it warms up. In Texas, down here, it's pretty warm as usual, and same for Arkansas. We've seen some really unusual warm temperatures, so probably won't have a snow day this year. And next, for temperature change, we've seen a lot of change in our temperature. So down here in Texas, it's gotten warmer, and over here in Arkansas, again, it's getting warmer. So the next surface pressure, it's pretty high over here in Texas, and then if we go towards the west coast, it's a little bit lower, and that's going to bring in some wind chills for this for our country. So we're going to have some cooler temperatures in the west coast, and then again towards the east coast it's still a little bit cool, and the wind chills is going to bring some snow. And it's going to be snowing in the west coast over here. But again, I don't think we're going to have a snow day this year. So that's it for the weather. Thank you.
Since 1988, the National Geographic Society has supported over 12,000 grant projects, and one U of A student has earned that honor. UATV's Nancy Flores explains.
Essentially, I just want to go and take as many pictures as possible and talk to as many people as possible and record that.
Mary Alice Fancyboy will spend June 2017 researching the rural villages of Pilot Station, Marshall, and Cold Lake, Alaska. She says she wants to be able to illustrate the lives of the Yupik culture as close as possible to reality.
The visuals are the most important part. It's really like a way to put somebody there who might not ever be able to go there.
Anthropology Associate Professor and Department Chair Justin Nolan says he thinks the project will bring new avenues of understanding cultures visually.
Her work as a photographer will bring images to life in ways that maybe wouldn't be apparent otherwise.
Nolan says he sees a change in student engagement from when the department began in 1925.
I think we're seeing a trend in students that are interested in learning about their own roots, their own cultural identities, their own origins. And so we're seeing students interested in going back to retrace those steps.
Mary Alice Fancyboy says even though she is half Yupik and lived in Pilot Station for 5 years, this trip will be different. She says this time she will be documenting her research for others to learn about the communities.
People don't realize how different it can be.
To create accessibility for the public, she says she will use a digital platform to share her findings.
Everybody's on it. You don't have to go get a hard copy of social media.
Fancy Boy will post her interviews and photos to the Instagram page at @m_explorers.
The next deadline for submitting a standard National Geographic grant application is April 1st.
Well, food shortage may seem like a problem that is hundreds of miles away, but it's a real issue in Arkansas, and one local organization is looking to combat that. The idea for the Little Free Pantry began a couple of years ago when Jessica McClard noticed little free libraries pop up around her neighborhood. And as it turns out, the state could benefit from a program like the Little Free Pantry.
The need is pretty staggering. In Arkansas, 1 in 4 children are food insecure. And we actually rank first in the nation for food insecure seniors, which I think is a devastating statistic.
There are almost 20 Little Free Pantries in Northwest Arkansas and several hundred nationwide. Well, university programs will host a freestyle rap battle on March 9th. Students will have the opportunity to showcase their rap or dance skills through competition. The audience will vote for first, second, and third place in each category, and the deadline to sign up is 5 p.m. on Friday, March 3rd.
University Libraries announced a 3-part program featuring Native American language and culture. The first part of this series will take place February 23rd in Mullins Library. Elizabeth Toombs will present It Lives in Stories, Cherokee Telling and the Arts. The presentation will examine the intersection of Cherokee storytelling and visual arts. This event is free and open to the public.
Applications are available for 2017 and 2018 ASG positions. Any U of A student who meets co-curricular requirements is eligible to apply. Applications for all positions are due by noon, February 16th, to the Office of Student Activities.
Coming up on UATV Sports is an update on the Razorback men's basketball game and some exciting news about Razorback football. Also, fight or no fight.
We'll talk about what Floyd Mayweather says about the potential fight between Conor McGregor and himself.
Stay tuned.
Come to college
tonight from being in a game.
Welcome back to UATV. I'm Gracie Bailey with your sports update. Quite a bit is going on in the basketball world. The Razorback men's team is facing South Carolina tonight. Tip-off was at 5:30 at Colonial Life Arena in Columbia. Right now, the Hogs are leading South Carolina 75-71. A win tonight would mark the first time the Razorbacks have defeated an AP Top 25 team since 2014. On the women's side of basketball, the Ladybacks will host their annual Play for K game against Kentucky tomorrow. Arkansas is hoping to break its 6-game losing streak. Senior Jessica Jackson continues to lead the team in scoring and rebounding. Jackson averages 14.5 points and 6.1 rebounds a game. The Razorbacks are ranked 13th in the SEC, and Kentucky is ranked 4th. The matchup will take place in Bud Walton Arena Thursday at 7 p.m. Now moving over to the field, 8 Razorback football players will be attending the 2017 NFL Scouting Combine. Toby Baker, Brooks Ellis, Keon Hatcher, Jeremiah Ledbetter, Drew Morgan, Dan Skipper, Dietrich Wise, and Jeremy Sprinkle were all invited. Arkansas is tied for 4th in the SEC, 7th nationally in number of invites this year. The Combine will take place in Indianapolis from February 28th to March 6th. In more Razorback news, one track star is SEC Field Athlete of the Week. Senior Clive Pullen was given the honor after his success in the Tyson Invitational last week. The Jamaican native earned international attention for hitting a world-leading mark in the triple jump. He entered the competition already holding the national lead. Pullen is ranked 10th best performer of all time in NCAA history. The team will return to the track February 24th and 25th in Nashville. Now back to the court, the Cleveland Cavaliers continue to battle injuries. All-star forward Kevin Love underwent knee surgery yesterday. This is an especially harsh blow to the team, having already lost to J.R. Smith earlier this season. LeBron addressed his injury, saying, quote, I just are every season. One of our key guys gets hurt, and this year has been probably the worst of all years. Having our starting two guard out and now having our all-star power forward out for an extended period of time. Love is expected to be out for 6 weeks. One former Knicks power forward is no longer banned from his home court. The New York Knicks lifted their ban on Charles Oakley. Oakley was indefinitely banned from Madison Square Garden after causing a scene during a game. He was charged with assault and trespassing. Oakley said he is hurt and wants the Knicks commissioner to apologize to the fans. He also said that he would not accept his former team's invitations to future home games. Coming up next, we're going to have a look at your 5-day weather report. Thanks for watching.
Hey guys, it's Nicole Trubisky. In Fayetteville, Arkansas, it's currently 7:30 p.m. and it is 47 degrees right now, so you might want to grab a jacket if you plan on walking around tonight. We have clear skies, and it's pretty nice for a night in February. This is very unusual, but again, don't forget a jacket because here on the hill, the wind makes it pretty cold. So thank you, and back to you guys.
Well, Jacqueline, it is a fast food love story like no other.
Absolutely. Starting this summer, you can get married in the new wedding chapel at Taco Bell's Las Vegas Cantina. The service includes an ordained officiant, a private reception, a sauce packet garter, and a bouquet, a 12-pack taco, and a Cinnabon Delight cake. Taco Bell says you can order all of the right stuff off the menu. That will do it for tonight's edition of UATV. I'm Jacqueline House.
And I'm Samantha Marks. Be sure to follow UATV on social media, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night.